Hello, welcome. It's good to see you again. And if this is the first time you've come to my channel, I'm so delighted to have you on here and I hope you have a good experience. I grew up hearing my parents say this statement: show me your friends and I'll tell you who you are. I heard the statement so much that I thought it was owned by my parents. Added to this was when I began to know the Bible and I saw that it says in 1 Corinthians 15:33, bad company corrupts good character. Do you think this statement, this advice is relevant to only a certain stage in life? Maybe when you're making friends as a younger person, as a teenager, or in early adulthood? By my own experience, it applies every time. Probably through life, but I can't say since I'm not yet 60. But I know that up to this point, that statement applies. Let me tell you about a friendship. I made friends with this person a few years ago. This relationship changed me in a couple of ways. I will share two with you. Let me start with the funny one. It changed the cream I used. Can you imagine that? I just asked her, oh, what cream do you use? You glow. And she said, oh, it's Ori. I said, Ori? Ori is shea butter. And I said, from the time I was little, I never liked Ori. I didn't like the smell. I didn't like the looks. Ori, how could you use Ori? She said, well, that's what I've been using. And you said you like my skin? Well, that's what I used. For how many years now? That's what I've been using. How does that go? For show me your friends and I'll tell you what cream you use. And the second one is food. It changed my feeding pattern. When it comes to the choice of food, I have my set of food, the things I like, and what I don't like, I just don't like it. I won't even taste it. Now, this lady said to me one day, you don't add broccoli to your veggies? I said, broccoli? I don't like it. It's so green, it looks like I'll be chewing grass. Long story short, today I've included broccoli. I always include broccoli in my veggies. So that's me going with my collies and my broccoli and all the others and the others and the others that will be coming in. Go ahead. That's my broccoli. And then she said, oh, you don't take smoothies. I said, smoothie? No, I don't. I don't like smoothies. I'm fine with my tea. And then I said, oh, I would love a bigger cup for my tea. You know what? She bought me this cup. Did you know I'm a queen? My queen bee cup. You know what that queen bee takes? What goes in the queen bee these days? You guess now. Smoothie. Most mornings. Smoothie. Hey, Sister Lami, I don't report you. So I became the smoothie person. I became the broccoli person. I take much more veggies than I used to in my meals. And my cream. Ori. Show me your friends and I will tell you who you are. And I found that the longer I've been friends with a person, the more I begin to talk like that person, reason like the person. So, do we need to be careful about our choice of friendship? Yes, we need to be careful. When we are 20, yes, 30, yes, 40, 50, and on and on. We need to choose wisely, choose carefully. If you don't want to be like someone, then don't be friends with that person. Don't be friends with that person. The longer you stay together, the more you become like that person. Again, I go to the Yoruba proverb that says that when leaf has stayed long on soap, the leaf becomes soap. When it stayed long enough, you can't differentiate between the leaf and the soap. When you have been friends with that person long enough, nobody will be able to tell the difference between the two of you. Choose your friends wisely. Choose your friends wisely. Choose your friends wisely. Bẹ́wẹ́ bá pẹ́ lára ọṣẹ, ó máa di ọṣẹ ni o. That's that proverb. When a leaf stays long enough on soap, the leaf becomes soap. A few people have asked me what to do with an abusive friendship, a toxic friendship. I've given a good thought to it. What have I done about such when I'd found myself in a similar situation? Also, I've looked online to read up on what people have said about it and watched some videos. I've put some links in the description box in case you want to explore the topic further. But we'll say a few words about it, shall we? Some of the signs of a toxic relationship are: 1, a relationship where you are constantly humiliated. You know, a friend is supposed to be your cheerleader. He's supposed to be the person that lifts you up and says, yeah, go girl, yes, go guy, you're doing it. But if a friend always brings you down, humiliates you, says things that make you feel like you're nothing, then you need to check. It's probably a toxic relationship. In an abusive relationship, there is a lack of trust. And isn't trust the bedrock on which relationships are built? Also, one person is prioritized instead of having a team work. So if you're in a relationship where it's all about the other person and you always have to put yourself away, put your needs out of sight, then it's probably an abusive friendship. And does your friend blame you for their own mistakes? That friend is always right. They never make any mistake. And if something goes wrong, they always find a way to blame you. Abusive friendship. And do they ignore your feeling? Their own feeling must always be put first. And they don't care how you feel. Whether you're happy about what's going on or not is not their business. Check. Is that relationship good for you? Is that a friendship that you want to pursue? Is it a friendship that you want to stay in? I'm not talking about someone that gives you constructive criticism. We need that. We always need those constructive feedback. But you would know that this person's feedback, this person is just criticizing, is not being constructive. If you're in a relationship, a friendship with someone who's always jealous or possessive, doesn't want to see you with other friends, is jealous of your achievements, cannot rejoice with you, my friend, you might be in a toxic friendship relationship. Let's look at it from your own viewpoint. How do you feel about your friendship? Are you afraid when you're with your friend? You should be free. So if you're afraid of a friend, then you probably are in an abusive friendship relationship. Also, do you feel like you're walking on eggshells? You always have to be careful. A friendship is a place where I should be able to relax, let down my hair. I'm not talking about being careless with your friends. I'm not talking about taking your friends for granted. No, but it's a place where you should feel at home. Be yourself for who you are, and you'll be accepted. And if you need to be corrected, you will be corrected. But it's not a place to feel you have to be careful lest you break something. And do you feel that you don't know how to do anything well? Does that relationship make you feel that you're worthless? Are you trying to manage your world so that everything suits that person? It's always about that person. You can't afford to think of yourself in that friendship relationship. What does that tell you? What do you do when you are with your friend? Do you talk about one another, things that make you grow, things that bless you? Or do you find that your friend always wants you to talk about other people, which we call gossip? Are you always indulging in gossip when you are with that friend? Then you need to look at the friendship again and see if you need to step back or if you need to talk to your friend about it. Is there generosity in that friendship? Or is it, well, I came to your house 2 times, you haven't come to mine once. I've called you now 5 times and you have not called me once. Is it a relationship where you try to balance, I've done one for you, so you have to do one for me? I don't find that a good relationship. Personally, I believe in being generous to one another and not using our friends. At the same time, there are times that you might be able to do more for your friend than your friend is able to do for you, or the other way around. So I don't believe in counting how many times you've done this for me and how many times I've done that for you. And if that happens and it hurts you, then it's probably poisonous for you to remain in that relationship. Another thing I like to avoid in relationships is comparison. I don't want you to compare me to yourself, and don't compare yourself to me. Be you and let me be me. And then we pour into each other. We do things that encourage growth in each other. Acceptance is what it should be. But if what you have in a friendship is constant comparison, and you always feel that you don't measure up, or the person always makes you feel that you are the one high above and they can't measure up to you, you want to look at that friendship again. Now, you don't necessarily need to walk away because you see those traits in someone. You might be able to call the person's attention to it and say, hey, friend, I don't think we should do life this way. This is the way I like to run my relationship. And see, the person might change. But if the person won't change, if that is how the person prefers to do their own relationship, I run away. I want a relationship that will help me grow, a relationship that makes a better person of me, a relationship that brings out the best in me and I can bring out the best in the other person. How about you? What has your experience been? And how do you think we can avoid being in poisonous relationships? Or what can we do, if possible, to make poisonous relationships sweet? Thank you for joining me today. Don't forget to like, share, and to subscribe if you haven't already subscribed. I hope to see you again. Until then, it's bye-bye from me.